An incredible story of bravery about a little girl who survives a deadly crash. The CHP says she and her father were on the Sierra Highway in Acton early this morning when their SUV plunged off the road. As Q McRae reports, the girl managed to free herself from the wreckage and set out in the dark to find help.
Officers spent the morning calculating the distance from Sierra Highway down to the wreckage. They determined the SUV landed 200 feet below after it flew off the roadway around 1 a.m. Inside, a father and daughter.
Remarkably so, the young lady was 9 years old, and she survived the collision. She noticed that her father was unresponsive, and so she felt compelled to go try to render aid for him.
According to CHP, somehow this young girl was able to exit the wreckage and then make her way to the nearest house across this rugged terrain in the darkness. She knocked on the door, but no one answered, so she then made her way back to the wreckage to check on her father before scaling this hill, a good 200 feet up to get to Sierra Highway.
There's also coyotes in the background. So to someone who is raised in a more urban environment as opposed to a rural setting, that could be quite intimidating.
She then walked a mile in the cold to the nearest Metrolink station where a Good Samaritan dialed 911 an hour and a half after the accident. Joe Gomez calls this stretch of road very dangerous.
I mean, it's mind-boggling that a little girl that at that age could do something like that. She's a survivor.
The girls suffered minor cuts and bruises. A wrecker removed the mangled SUV. CHP told us the pair was on their way home from Los Angeles after a party in Palmdale. Investigators ordered a toxicology test.
The father had consumed some alcohol, and based on the young girl's statement that the father was having difficulty in the curves.
Sadly, her father was dead when paramedics arrived. You can't see the wreckage from the road. If not for the girl's bravery, investigators say there's no telling when they would have been found.
In her commitment to her father, she endured very, very threatening set of circumstances that would overwhelm most adults, much less a young child.
In Acton, Q McRae, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.